Hey, thanks for checking out this course on watercolor portraits or pet portraits. My name is Sohankar Khalsa. I've been doing watercolors for about 20 years. I have a bachelor's degree in fine arts. And I just love to share it. I love the materials and what you can do with it. So I hope you can jump in with us. This is looking at pet portraits. It's a bit more of an intermediate course. So if you don't have a ton of experience with the materials of using watercolor and how to choose papers, how to choose pigments, things like that, I would just suggest that you check out one of the first courses I recorded, which is exactly about watercolor materials, covers papers, brushes, things like that. In this course, we're gonna, starting with this video, look at how to choose a good picture to paint from, how to set up your paper to get going, and then sketching out the image just to get a better feel for what's going on in it, transferring that to the actual watercolor paper. We're going to look at how to mix colors so that we get the right consistency in terms of the image and the animal. We're going to look at starting the painting with undertones, adding some color details, some shadows, and really I like to look at the volume, creating volume in the animals, because sometimes when painting from a photo, the photo is condensed into a single viewpoint, whereas your eyes actually see in stereo. So we're going to be looking at how to incorporate that into the painting so that even if you're painting from a photo, you're going to get a little bit more of the depth so that you get a feel for that, looking at the actual three-dimensionality of the shape of the animal's head and things like that. I don't step-by-step approach to it creates that in your painting, so I hope you kind of get that out of it. And then we look at how to paint the background, adding details, doing very fine details, and just getting it to look, lively and fun. So I hope you really enjoy the course and that you get something really great out of it. And I hope you share what you're working on, because I love to see animals and love to know what kind of pets you're painting. And if you're painting a different kind of pet than the cat that we have in this as a sample, and you run into an issue, feel free to post questions. I'm happy to answer and talk about it and see if we can find a solution for you or something that might improve the situation that you're working on. So hope you join us. We're going to have fun, and let's take a look how to choose your photo.
Okay, our step one is to figure out a photo to use. Now, most of you will probably have a photo like this. It's just your pet, you're standing around, the pet's standing around, you take a picture. You can use something like this, but I would suggest that you go for a photo that is more like this, where you have directional lighting and you're at the same level as your pet, because then you're going to be able to have a better sense of eye contact like you have here. You have light, we talked about directional lighting, you have light coming from the side and you have a dark side, so you're going to be able to create a better sense of volume when you draw the animal. And you just have a much stronger connection, a much cleaner crop as to the face, and you have a much nicer just composition, because if you're too far away, like in this one, it's hard to get the facial features in, and it's gonna look kind of generic. You might get the coloration of the animal right, but it might not be so great. This is my former kitty mama. She's cute. And this one's another one that you could potentially use. This is if you were just doing a black and white or a single color that you're using. And again, this is directional lighting, so you have this strong contrast between the face and the background, and then the rest of the body is kind of in shade. And this shows Ms. Rentley's personality quite well. It's just kind of who she was. and she, you get a sense of her face and her eyes and her facial features. So that's again something that'll give you a good structure to the face when you're drawing, and it will be easier to make the animal look correct, so to speak, in terms of dimensionality and proportions in the face. And then sometimes you might have a picture like this. You might actually get off the internet or something if you have a cute cat photo. And this one is cute, but it's again very flat lighting because it's a flash from a camera taken directly from the front, and so you're not going to get a lot of sense of dark and light or direction to give you a sense of volume in how the pet looks. So this is a picture of Rentley when she was really tiny, and she was a kitten, and you get a sense of this the kind of overall shape of her, but you don't get the sense of volume like you do in this one, where you really feel like her nose is coming forward and her body's falling behind the face and the ears are perking up. So you have just a personality thing where cuteness is awesome, but personality and connection with the eyes is always really important and will kind of help you to connect better. So if you can, when your pet's laying on the couch or something, or doing something else like that, you have good lighting from a window, that's a great time to take a picture. You could even do it outdoors if you have a dog who's sitting around. Maybe in the early morning is going to be a good lighting, as opposed to midday. Midday is going to give you very harsh shadows and it's not going to be as attractive to look at. So pick a good photo and we'll get started taking a look at how to create this image.